Well, hi there, everybody. I'm sorry I'm a little late today, but it's raining and I had to take care of my dogs and my wife had to leave early, so, I'm just a little behind. But guess what? I'm here for you, and we're almost ready to go. I just got to choke down the rest of my breakfast. So here, watch the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog Studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way, but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, Dawg Knight. Oh, hi. Yeah. Almost. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm Dawg Knight, your friendly host, here every day, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, 2 p.m. GMT. Still chewing my breakfast. But hey, I'm running late. No. All right, I just looked at my chat here, and I see, why aren't you wearing a coat or a rain jacket? Check your logic. And I wasn't saying that as a statement, I was saying your name. Do I look like I'm outside? No, I'm not. Well, good morning, everybody. Hey, I am happy to be here. I got a whole, you know what? It's Earth Day. And so on Earth Day, it's very, very, very important that we do everything we can to save the planet. I'm drinking my reparations coffee to help me think about saving the planet. And also, good morning to, by the way, Corbin, my friend Corbin, was first this morning. Good morning, Corbin. I'm going to say hi to everybody right now real quick because there's a whole bunch of people here already. Man, we're jumped right in. I love it. Love to see it. Good morning, Necro. Good morning, Sheograth. Good morning, Tyler F. Good morning, Chadwick Dupree. Good morning, Grillin' Pirate Pete. Good morning, MC. Can't touch this. Let's see. RVA Dar. I'll just stick with RVA. It's easier to say that. And I think, and check your logic, of course, who had the first mention this morning. And I could have sworn it. There you are. All you need. I knew I saw everybody there. Well, hey, so like I said, it's Earth Day, and I do Twitter trends every day. And so I thought I'd get my number one topic off of Twitter trends. And of course, it being Earth. Now, I'm a little confused because I always thought Earth Day was on the 21st, or maybe even the 20th. Or is that one of those days that move around every year? It's like the third Monday in April or fourth Monday or whatever. I don't know. And, I'm not real concerned. But, I do want to. So we're going to talk about a little bit about Earth Day. We're going to go through that particular, because there's a couple different hashtags that it's trending number one, Earth Day and Earth Day 2019. And I think it's very important that we get in touch with our Earth. I can't even say it seriously. I think this is. I think all this stuff about saving the Earth is, in some way, it's a little bit of a God complex. But whatever. It's important that we take care of our environment and make it so that our fellow humans and our fellow animals and all the plants and everybody can be around forever. And so it's really important that we take care of our Earth. And I'm not necessarily being facetious here. What I think, it seems like every time one of those big problems that people talk about come up, a lot of times technological advances help solve the problem, and I'm fully on board with that. I think that we're certainly, we talk about climate change a lot. That's the That's the big scare right now. And the big scare used to be the ozone layer, and the big scare used to be the population bomb. And there's been all these huge things that are going to cause the end of the world. And yet we some of them, as important as science is, but some of them science can't know, because we still don't really know how that hole in the ozone layer has closed. Is it because of things we did? Is it because we stopped fluorocarbons? Is it because we did this, that, or that? Or was it just a natural thing that happens on our planet? We don't know what happens on other planets. Do those things happen on other planets? Is there some planet very similar to ours, millions and billions of miles away, that the exact same thing happens to? Just clean up after yourself, plant a few trees, plant some flowers so the bees can flourish, and, do little things, and let, somebody's going to come up with the technology, like I said, I'm a proponent of 4th generation nuclear energy. I think that's one of the things that we're going to see having an impact on whether or not we use more fossil fuels or not. If this technology can recycle some of the waste and not cause problems, I think you're going to start hearing that that's going to be a good solution. But I'm not so... Yes, we can cause damage to our environment, but we also can, as we've learned with many other things. When I was growing up as a kid, for example, in the 70s, when I was a little kid, you used to see garbage everywhere on the highways. And it's because people would just, if somebody were eating fast food in their car and they're driving, they just throw it out the window. There'd be garbage everywhere. And that's where if you've ever seen that commercial with the Native American dude that is looking around and he's seeing all this pollution and things, and the tear comes down his face. That's when that was from. That was from the 70s. Now you look around, you drive on any highway in the United States, and you never see garbage out on the streets anymore. Okay? It was just something that people were made aware of, and they made solutions to it. And humans can create problems, but humans are the one being on this planet that can also come up with solutions. And they don't have to be drastic. A lot of it was just making people aware, hey, everyone in the United States is throwing garbage everywhere outside of their cars, just throwing it outside their cars. And so people were that was a great ad campaign. People stopped doing it. Okay? They made technologies that put less smog in the air. We came up with, we started giving people who were in trouble, like if you get in trouble in my county, that's the first thing they're going to do is put you on a road cleaning crew, and you go around and pick up garbage as part of your sentence. We come up with solutions for all kinds of things. So as much as people worry about what's going on our planet, there's some really smart people out there who are coming up with solutions that aren't necessarily going to cause us to have major changes in our lives immediately. So that's my thought on Earth Day. There are people out there working on a lot of the things that everyone's you should be afraid the world's going to end in 12 years if we don't do this and don't do that. Yeah, bullshit. That's just politics. Just rank ass politics. So, hope y'all have your coffee ready. I've got mine. Good morning, Opinionated Scotsman. Hey, I don't see you that often. Nice to see you around, buddy. All right, let's see. The world is going to be around long after humans die out. The world's going to be here. The world's going to be here. Unless some wayward planet from far away that's bigger than the Earth flies through our solar system and knocks it out like a pool ball. It's all gonna be fine. It's all gonna be fine. And guess what? The oceans, they're not gonna rise to catastrophic levels. At least not in the next couple lifetimes. So anyway, let's do this. I don't have a whole lot of stuff prepared today because I was running late. Again, I worked late, and plus my wife forgot to set her alarm, so I had to do some things this morning that I take care of the dogs and things like that when I got home. So here I am. I'm finishing my breakfast and whatnot. But I do want to just mention, I'm going to update on the I don't know what to call it, other than attacks or whatever in Sri Lanka. Now, a lot of you heard the news yesterday. There were 8 explosions in Sri Lanka. Now the count's up to about 290 people dead. Oh, well, here it says 207. When's this from? This is yesterday. Yeah, it's up to 290 now is the latest. Good morning, Richo. How you doing? I know it's up to 290. Update, according to CNN, this was yesterday, the death toll has risen to approximately 207, not all of whom are from Sri Lanka. Citizens from the UK, the United States, China, Denmark, Portugal, among others, are allegedly among the dead. More world leaders have sent out messages condemning the attack, including President Donald Trump, Vice President Mike Pence, and Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. Pompeo specifically noted that there were indeed American victims. The United States condemns in the strongest terms the terror attacks in Sri Lanka on Easter morning. Attacks on innocent people gathering in a place of worship or enjoying a holiday meal are affronts to the universal values and freedoms that we hold dear and demonstrate yet again the brutal nature of radical terrorists whose sole aim is to threaten peace and security. The United States offers our deepest condolences to the families and friends of those killed and wishes a quick recovery to all who were injured. While many details of the attacks are still emerging, we can confirm that several U.S. citizens were among those killed. The U.S. Embassy is working tirelessly to provide all possible assistance to the American citizens affected by the attacks and their families. These vile attacks are a stark reminder of why the United States remains resolved in our fight to defeat terrorism. We stand with the Sri Lankan government and people as they confront violent extremism and have offered our assistance as they work to bring the perpetrators to justice. Now, it's a challenge. This is one of those things. I have a good friend who teaches at a school that my children used to go to when they were young. It's a Montessori school, and they are from Sri Lanka, and they're kind of waiting to hear what's going on with their mother over there. So I'm hoping things are okay. She was not a Christian. She was a Buddhist, so probably wasn't in a church or anything. But you just never know. It's a country with lots and lots of people. Apparently, the attacks were carried out by suicide bombers, according to the Intelligencer. I'm not familiar with that outlet. There is a story there. Outlet claims that officials in Sri Lanka have detained as many as 13 suspects. So apparently there are more people involved that they actually caught. Sheograth, I was going to talk about that too, which was an interesting thing. In fact, let's see if I can find. I'll just do a quick search on Twitter here. It was really weird. Really, really weird yesterday how the talking point from politicians in the United States, Easter worshipers, they had this weird talking point. Hang on a second. PING. So, Easter worship. I didn't understand this. Okay, so apparently the Democratic talking point yesterday was to describe these people as Easter worshipers, and it was just the weirdest thing. So, somebody named Seamus Coughlin. I'll just show you some of the tweets. There was one that showed about 9 different politicians. So here's, if you can see this, Barack Obama, and I understand that he's. Let me just read this. Oh shoot! I popped my contact out. The attacks on tourists and Easter worshippers in Sri Lanka are an attack on humanity. On a day devoted to love, redemption, and renewal, we pray for the victims and stand with the people of Sri Lanka. Now, it didn't bother me at first. I mean, they're Easter worshippers. People who worship on Easter are generally Christians. Okay, that's a Christian holiday. And any other time that there's an attack, you'd usually say, we're worrying about Muslims. And we would say the word Muslims, and that's fine. I mean, but this was weird. So that's how Barack Obama put it. And then I started seeing this. Who was it? And who was the one who decided the term Easter worshippers? Because they all used it. And this is funny. Who is the one that decided that the term Easter worshippers? Did they take a vote? If this is the case, what other terms were considered? Religious folks? People in churches? People saying prayers and stuff? Yeah, I mean, it was just the weirdest thing. How many different... I wish I could find the one in particular. Hillary Clinton said it too. Easter worshippers. Catholics are Christians. Not even Catholics. I mean, it was in Catholic Church, but Catholics, Christians, somebody. Hillary Clinton. On this holy weekend for many faiths, we must stand united against hatred and violence. I'm praying for everyone affected by today's horrific attacks on Easter worshippers and travelers in Sri Lanka. It's weird too because there's the Easter attacks all the time. You know what? I'm gonna have to give me a moment here, guys. I apologize. I'm having a contact crisis here, so give me one moment. I'll be right back, and I will read that super chat as soon as I get back. Give me about a minute here. Thank you. All right, and I'm back. Sorry about that. A little crisis there. You were brought up Christian Dawg Knight. Even the Bible says you will be persecuted for being a Christian, which is happening now. It's just so, the whole thing is weird. The whole thing. Check your logic. You always do that message redacted thing. You get me every time. Oh man. Let me get, I'm sorry, there's a super chat here. By the way, as you know, the Morning Night Live is sponsored by you, the people who watch the Morning Night Live. Down here, you can hit the share button. In fact, please do. Please share us out. We're growing slowly, but we're just hit that 300 mark this last week. Probably the next milestone is 500. That'd be great. Share. And then also make sure you hit the like button. That's great for interaction. Also, if you're ever watching this, if you happen to be watching this, post fact, so not live, but just happen to watch the show as a recording, whatever, on YouTube, please comment below. I'm looking forward to interacting with people who don't necessarily watch the show live. That would be great. And then also we do have super chats via Streamlabs. That link's down below. Also, you can if you throw in a buck or two, I will make sure that I read what you put out there. And since I don't have the super chat function via YouTube, because I don't have enough subscribers yet. But thank you, C. Thomas, for a $2 donation. A suicide bomb attack on Easter. Imagine my What the hell? Imagine my shick. Oh, is that shick or stick? I can't even hardly read that. Imagine my shick over yet another Muslim attack on those they don't like. It's about time we Deus Vult a few Saracens to put them back in their place as they stand holding up the totem pole. I don't even know what that means to Carbon. I'm trying to read it. I think there's a couple typos. Oh, imagine my shock. Okay, that was now I figured it out. Imagine my shock. Okay, you just hit a wrong button there. O's and I's right next to each other. Over yet another Muslim attack. Okay, and now. Yes, thank you. I caught it with shock. It just says shick, but though, like it's a razor. So, thank you, C. Thomas, for the $2. I very much appreciate it. And in theory, we don't know yet. They haven't determined who the. I'm sure that they're going to say they haven't determined who did it or their motive. And in fact, I suppose that's a fact. But there's just a good chance that it is the usual suspects, because it seems like every Easter this happens. It's just kind of frightening. So, but it's, the weird, okay, so here's a good one. So here's a contrast on what former President Obama said this time. So this time he says, the attacks on tourists and Easter worshippers in Sri Lanka are an attack on humanity. On a day devoted to love, redemption, and renewal, we pray for the victims. Stand with the people of Sri Lanka. Now that's a great message. Except the Easter worshipper things. It's an attack on Christians or Catholics or whatever. I'm sorry if you can't. But then compare this message. Michelle and I send our condolences to the people of New Zealand. We grieve with you and the Muslim community. All of us must stand against hatred in all of its forms. Okay, so, and he's standing against, there's no message of, no, he must stand against hatred in all of its forms. Isn't this a form of hatred? God, I wish I could find the one. Someone had like 8 of them together about this Easter worshiper thing. And it's just weird how all of these politicians made this about Easter worshipers. I'm not finding them quick enough, but holy crap, I just don't get it. Let's see. Here's Hillary. That's Hillary Clinton again. That's probably Barack Obama again. Yep, they weren't the only ones though. I need to emphasize that there were a lot of them who said that. No one is worshipped. Anyway, so yeah, it's just a weird deal. So let's go back into. Oh, hi. I don't know what she's doing. Knife crimes in Christchurch. Okay. All right. So let's get in. We're gonna go into Twitter trends right away though, because I wanted to get back into this Earth Day thing. Did anyone else come in while I was gone? Looks like about the same number. So, so a lot of people like to share nature photos on Earth Day. And so this right here, that's a Twitter moment. Stunning images of the planet in celebration of Earth Day, which that's a beautiful photo. I love that. I'm trying to wonder where that is. There's an eagle flying up there. That's beautiful, beautiful river cutting through the mountains there. Happy Earth Day, beautiful Earth. Nice little thing there. No one's getting real. I'm looking for the preachy tweets, actually. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Earth Day, Smurf Day. And oh yeah, it's Monkey's birthday. It's Ranting Monkey's birthday. I almost forgot. And I was trying, it was Satsu TwoCents birthday Saturday. And I was trying to send him a Streamlabs thing, and I couldn't do it on my phone. I had a really weird issue. Oh, you sent it to me. Thank you. Let me check that out. Check your logic. Let's see what it is. What did you send me, actually? Let's see. There it is. Wait, what did you send me? You just sent me at P. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Okay. I'm going backwards. This is the one I wanted to show you. Thank you so much. Check your logic. Barack Obama, the attacks on tourists and Easter worshippers in Sri Lanka, an attack of blah, blah, blah. Julian Castro, who is running for president. He's a former San Antonio mayor. On a day of redemption and hope, the evil of these attacks on Easter worshippers and tourists in Sri Lanka. Representative Dan Kildee, such a horrific attack on Easter worshippers and tourists in Sri Lanka. Everyone's saying Easter worshippers and tourists in Sri Lanka. They bombed a freaking church. Ami Barra MD, I'm deeply saddened over the horrific act of violence against Easter worshippers and tourists in Sri Lanka. Hillary Clinton, Easter travelers and Easter worshippers and travelers in Sri Lanka. Jared Paula, Easter worship tourists. The heartbreaking to learn about the about the attacks on tourists and Easter worshippers in Sri Lanka. Colorado stands with the people of Sri Lanka during this very tragedy. Well, I'm sure they're just thrilled that Colorado stands with you. Greg Stanton, the horrific attacks on Easter worshippers in Sri Lanka are heartbreaking. Mayor Brian Bowman, deeply saddened to learn of the attacks on Easter worshippers. I don't want to, thought police or word police people, it's just like, it's just an odd phrase because they will always say Muslims, or if it were any other religion, they would say the religion. This was an attack on Sri Lankan Christians, and maybe some of it was a tourist, so they did it at hotels. Okay. So the attack on Sri Lankan Christians and tourists. Okay, I would get that. Is it just me? I don't know. Let's get back to Earth Day, because we got to save the world. Celebrating Earth Day by looking back on the most incredible view of Earth I've ever seen from the moon. This is Buzz Aldrin, one of the first people on, is it Apollo 11, I think, that made it to the moon first. One of the first people ever to step on the moon. That's Buzz Aldrin's shot. Good for him. That's great. Hillary Clinton. Oh, great. Let's see what Hillary Clinton has to say about Earth Day. This Earth Day, I'm thankful for the millions of young people. I should do it in a cackly voice, though. Cackly voice. This Earth Day, I'm thankful for the million of young people around the world who have marched and gone on strike to demand action on climate change. We know what we need to do. Cut greenhouse emissions in half by 2030. Now we need to do it. Okay, let's say, when she says cut greenhouse emissions by half by 2030, do you think she means the entire world needs to do that? Or does she mean just us? And how do you plan on doing that? Let's say, yeah, because you're going to have to come up with new technologies, obviously. It's fun because, like battery-powered cars, right now at least, maybe not in the future, but right now at least, require the production to produce every part and everything for a battery powered car uses probably the same lifetime amount of emissions as it does just to make a regular combustion engine car. Now if we and electric cars aren't necessarily the answer, just because they're still coming up trying to notice though that technology is improving. That technology is improving very rapidly. There's a lot of companies coming out with cars that run on electricity, but you still got to make the electricity. And that's why I'm saying if they start working on regenerative fourth generation nuclear power I think is the big one. They could solve a lot of problems, at least energy problems, period. If that technology starts to take off. There's such a bad connotation about nuclear energy. Everyone's going to say, "Oh, Chernobyl, 3 Mile Island, all these places that have had disasters." Well, those are all first generation nuclear power plants. I mean, the ones that they're building now, like in France right now, like I said, there's some that are able to reuse some of the fuels, and you don't have the waste. Because the biggest problem with nuclear fuels, at least that people complain about in the United States, is nuclear waste. Well, now they're learning ways to reuse some of that nuclear waste and whatever, recycle it. Recycling. There you go. Save the world. Recycle nuclear waste. Let's see what else. Isn't this cute? Happy Earth Day. Thanks to all our members and supporters and volunteers for working throughout the year to protect birds and the planet we share. This is the Audubon Society. Now, I'm kind of a bird guy. I dig birds. I have bird feeders out in my backyard, and I love to take pictures of them and things like that. In fact, I have a couple. We used to have woodpeckers that dug holes in the side of our house until we got new siding. I dig birds. Birds are good. Anyone else like birds? Put a 1 in the chat if you like birds. Oh, by the way, I have a couple of videos that I'm working on for my other channel, of us traveling to some waterfalls in northern Minnesota. And this year we're going to take a waterfall trip. It's going to be strictly between Duluth, Minnesota, and Thunder Bay, Canada. There's a huge waterfall, almost Niagara-esque waterfall in Thunder Bay. And then there's 9 different waterfalls between Thunder Bay and Duluth. So we're going to take 4 or 5 days and just go up and down and take pictures and videos of waterfalls. Me and Lady Boomer, and maybe my daughter. My daughter might go with us too. We haven't decided yet if AJ is going to come or not. But anyway, that's my earthy project. Let's see. I'm waiting for... Oh, yeah. See, here's the ones I'm waiting for, though. The ones... I want the preachy ones. I want the preachy Earth Day tweets. The... melt in your mouth Earth Day tweets. Al Gore has an Earth Day tweet. What we should remember today and every day, we share Mother Earth as our only home. There is no planet B. Happy Earth Day, everyone. Beautiful photo courtesy of NASA's Discover satellite. Happy Earth Day. Neil deGrasse Tyson. For me, every day is Earth Day. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Okay, here's some good pictures of some fish, and here a cool looking fish, and we got some flowers. I'm also into my garden too. I'll wait till I start throwing out my garden photos. Y'all follow my Instagram, which is right down here. Hang on. By the way, speaking of which, I don't mention this that often, but right here, if you want to follow me on Twitter too, you'll also get notifications from me on Twitter in case the YouTube notifications don't work that well. And also down here, that's my Instagram at YesThatMarty. If you ever want to, I'm going to start using that. Especially in the fall and spring, I do a lot of a lot of photos of flowers, birds, nature kind of stuff, and like waterfalls. That's kind of my big thing. And so that's what I mostly put on Instagram. I don't really use it for. Who wants to see pictures of me? Come on, I don't look good in a Speedo. Whatever. So, and then also, if you ever want to send me things, news stories or anything, you can hit that. My DMs are open on Twitter, or you can send me email at pdognight@gmail.com. So just put the at on the other side at gmail.com, and then you can send me things on email. All right. Oh, look at that. Now see, those are the kind of photos. Oh, you can't see it. Sorry. This is the kind of photo that I would love to be able to get. That is so cool. So anyway, that's the kind of photos I take, or I try to take. I'm not great at it, but anyway. And then there's one more of I don't know what the hell, some kind of a butterfly, on either a weed or a flower of a weed, but whatever. Anyway, you'll see that kind of stuff on my Instagram if you're into nature stuff. Okay, so enough of Earth Day. I've had it. And number 2, let's just go into the rest of it. Let's just stick with Twitter trends while we're here. Number 2 is also Earth Day 2019, so we're going to skip that. But it's also Monday, so number 3 and number 4 are both Monday things. But we're going to go into number 3, which is Monday motivation. I'm sure there's probably going to be a reference to Earth Day on Monday motivation, but let's check it out. We're going to skip the BitTube airtime because they're up first every day. But here we go. Let's try this. Oh, cool. Just 4 years shy of being a centenarian, Shirley Goodman is also a grandmother of 10, a great-grandmother of 3, and is now dancing the nana. What is it? Is it the watch me nene? The nene. Watch me whip. Watch me nene. Watch me whip. Watch me nene. I can't remember. Oh, whip. I can't remember. Whip. Something like that. Okay, so dancing Nana is doing the nene. My mother's 90th birthday is this year. In fact, her 90th birthday will be July 6th. We're gonna have a big party for her, and we're gonna do a GoFundMe for both her birthday and then to make a donation to her church. She was in the same church. Her grandparents. No, her mother and father were the founding members of the church that she's in, and she's been a member of the church her entire life. So we're going to do a fundraiser for the church for her birthday. So go grandma, go grandma, go grandma. Is that Richo? I see you, Richo. All right, so let's find a good Monday motivation. Life begins where fear ends. That's a pretty good message. Life begins where fear ends. So that's our Monday motivation. All right, number 4, let's see, is also Monday something. So let's go to number 5. Number 5 is Seth Moulton. Now why is Representative Seth Moulton trending? Oh, Massachusetts Congressman Seth Moulton is the latest Democrat to enter the 2020 presidential race. I think that makes it like 29 or 30 of these people. Okay, all right. Between 0 and 100, ladies and gentlemen who are watching the show today, between 0 and 100, 100 being absolutely and 0 being no way in hell, what are the chances of Massachusetts Congressman Seth Moulton of even being on the ticket in the 2020 race? Of even being on the ticket. What are the chances? Between 0 and 100. And after you make that one, between 0 and 100, tell me the truth. If before I read this tweet, you even had heard of Massachusetts Congressman Seth Moulton, put an emoji in the chat if you've heard of him. I bet I'm not going to see a single emoji in my chat. I don't care which one you use. Any emoji. Throw an emoji in the chat if before I read this tweet you had heard of Massachusetts Congressman Seth Moulton. Anybody? Let's see. Okay, he's he's entering the presidential race as he announced a campaign focusing on national security. Interesting. He is an Iraq war veteran. Joins the 2020 race. He became the latest Democrat to enter. Launching a presidential campaign focused on national security. Let's find out a little bit about Seth Moulton. I mean, what the hell? Why not? Representative Seth Moulton, Democrat, Massachusetts, became the latest Democrat to enter the 2020 presidential race Monday, launching a presidential campaign focused on national security. Oh, hang on. Before I even read one more sentence about this, we have an issue. We have an issue. Sarah, hi. Sorry, I didn't. Oh my gosh, you've been here for a while. I'm sorry, I haven't been looking at the chat. Sarah, I'm very happy you're here. In fact, you're the one. I knew I saw Sarah even put a link to my Streamlabs, and I'm feeling awful right now. Sarah, my sincerest apologies. By the way, Sarah, Lady Boomer says hello. She said that when I talked to her this morning. She's like, hey, say hi to Sarah for me. So Lady Boomer is thinking about you, and I apologize that I haven't yet. I saw you there. I just haven't done it, and I'm sure there's other people who've shown up that I've missed because I have not been looking at the chat. But hey, my bigger issue right now. Oh, first of all, I got to do something. I got to do that so I don't blow your ears out. Y'all, how can we function if there ain't no funkin'? You feel me? What is missing from this stream? What is missing from the stream? Y'all gotta help. You gotta keep me on my toes, people. You got to keep me on my toes. We got to have... We got to have the funk. Did it turn on? Where's my music? Here we go. Yo, I just don't get it. So I'm going to talk a little louder today because I'm not turning this down. You can turn it down and I'll just talk louder so you can hear me. Because I need the funk. Just saying. All right, where the hell was I? I was reading an article about... That's really loud, isn't it? Is that too loud? Is this okay? Hello, Shiagraph. Did I already say hi to you? Now I'm all paranoid. Sarah, you got me paranoid now. You got me paranoid. And Seamus Derby, how you doing? I'm missing people all left and right. Not that loud. Not that loud, or that's too loud? Wait, it's good today. Not that loud. Okay, I'm gonna leave it like this. I just can never tell. Not loud enough. You can never have enough of the funk. I can't hear it. Oh, you can't hear it. All right, here we go. I won't get crazy, but how about you can turn it up a bit? See, I just can't tell. You can hear it now, huh? We want the porn up, the porn louder, porn music. Oh, I don't know. By the way, just so you know, my music on the show comes from Epidemic Sound. You can get a subscription. It's all copyright-free music, but it is by subscription. And but it's they do a pretty good job. I like the music they put. They have a huge selection. They have a huge selection of sound effects, and they're not paying me for this particular advertisement. I just like the service, so I use it. So there we go. All right. So this next one's called Digging the Drama, but I'm gonna move on because I'm all drama all the time. So let's read about Seth Moulton. He says, "I'm running because I'm a patriot, because I believe in." Excuse me. I believe in this country, and because I never wanted to sit on the sidelines when it comes to serving it. Moulton said on ABC News Good Morning America, I'm going to talk about patriotism, about security, about service. These are issues Democrats too long have ceded to Republicans. The 40-year-old combat Marine who earned a Bronze Star in Iraq, Moulton's stature has been rising since he won a seat in Congress in 2014 by defeating a long-time Democratic incumbent in a primary. Decades of division and corruption have broken our democracy and robbed Americans of their voice, Moulton said in his announcement video. It's all led to an administration that's turned away from our values and is shredding our moral authority. Our moral authority was always... Well, no, it wasn't. Never mind. And so on. And he's highlighted gun control, climate change, and national security as a trio of issues he wants to address. Interesting. It's tough to run on gun control. It just is. In America, there's just too many people who like their guns. I don't have any guns, but I think it's part of our Constitution and it's there for a reason. But anyway, Moulton is the 19th candidate to enter a very crowded Democratic field. He's hardly a household name and may struggle to stand out from the 8 other male candidates. Wow. Did they actually just write that? Listen to this one again. He's hardly a household name and may struggle to stand out from the 8 other male candidates. Excuse me, NBC News. How about the 18 other candidates? Why does he have to stand out from just the male candidates? Was NBC being unintentionally sexist there? Does he not have to stand out amongst all the candidates because they're just those women's over there and they're not whatever? Oh wait, maybe he will struggle to stand out among the 5 other white male candidates. What were you trying to say there, NBC? This is gonna be some just this whole primary election season among the Democrats is gonna be so entertaining to me. I just can't tell you. I just can't. Anyway. His advisors think the primary contest is still wide open and believe that voters want a fresh, younger voice who is willing to break with their own party if need be. And his team argues he can carve a place for himself in the field by focusing on national security, which none of the other candidates have prioritized thus far. Hey, you know what? He has a military background. I can understand that. He probably has a little bit... he is a white male, so he's probably scared of Muslims. And... I'm just kidding. I'm thinking like the lefter side of the Democratic Party. That's what I'm thinking like right now. I'm just trying to think of all the things he has against him right now. 1, he's a white male. 2, he's a white male. And that's just, you know what? I think the only one that may really have a serious chance if he runs, because he's not running, and I'm just talking about the primary, is Creepy Joe. I'm just thinking it can only be Creepy Joe if it's going to be one of the white males. Oh man, he only needs to beat 8 males to win the nomination because the females do not count. What did that mean? What did that mean? NBC News. Wow, that's playing some damn fire right there, because he might just piss off that. They're gonna get some letters from the usual suspects. Da 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 da. All right, so he's trending though. Hey, he's trending. He's trending enough to be trending. So somebody knows who he is. Happiness Begins is the number 6 hashtag of the day. Happiness Begins. Let's see what the top one is. After years of supporting the Jonas Brothers through projects and watching them regain their trust with each other and hit number 1 again, we really about to get a full album. They really about to sell Kelly Clarkson way before there's they're really about to outsell Kelly Clarkson way before their 7th album. Happiness Begins. I don't know what the hell that is. Happiness Begins June 7th. After 7 years of not working together and finding ourselves, we're back to give you our journey in album form. Out of all the albums we've done, I'm most proud of this one. Wish you could have it now, but you'll just have to wait a little bit longer. That's Kevin Jonas. Apparently, that's the name of their new album. Oh, that is the title of the... Anyone else excited about the new Jonas Brothers albums? I couldn't tell you on purpose a Jonas Brothers song. And they've been pretty popular. I don't even think my daughter was into them. Or my son. Yeah, I don't think either of my kids were into the Jonas Brothers. They might have one song that I would know that if I heard it, I'd probably recognize it by accident. Yeah, who are they again? Good question. Apparently they're brothers. And their last name is Jonas. And they play music. Okay. Number 6 trending, impeach Donald Trump. This is probably going to trend for the rest of the year. Oh, how special. The first one. Dear big, fat, stupid, racist idiot. I hope you get fucking jailed. You sentient foreskin clipping. Sincerely, go swan dive off your massive, inversely proportionate to your penis and brain size ego. P.S. I hope you accordion fold your medulla oblongata, cunt. Impeach Donald Trump. How special. That's wow. That's better than Monday motivation, huh, folks? Such a special flower. You out of here, Chadwick? Have a good... Are you leaving? Okay, I hope... Have a good day, sir. Chadwick Dupree is leaving us. Goodbye, sir. Good God. People are just... This whole Mueller report. Y'all, here's the thing. What's the main focus of that investigation? Did the Trump campaigns conspire with Russia to affect the election? The answer is no. They did not. They did not collude, which is not even a legal term. They did not. Hey, Reason, how you doing? Oh, Sarah, you out of here? Bye, Sarah. Oh, I hope it wasn't something I said. Oh well. I miss you, Sarah, already. Lady Boomer says hi. Don't forget that. She'll be on the show one of these days soon again. All right. Oh, God. Only a guilty person with criminal intent would file lawsuits to stop legal investigations of his multiple crimes and corruptions. No one is above the law, especially Trump, who is installed by a foreign enemy. No! He was not installed by a foreign enemy, you stupid bitch! And that's why I asked this question the other day. The only part of the Mueller report that I was really focusing on. So they say that the Russians interfered in our election, or they attempted to interfere in our election. I want this is the answer that nobody has begun to answer yet. Although actually, I think Comey mentioned it once. I think maybe, I don't know, somebody up there in that level of investigating business mentioned this once. Here is... Will we get P-Dog to swear one today? Yeah, you might. Here's the thing. Nobody has yet been able to answer this question. What were the quantitative results of the so-called Russian interference or meddling? What were the effects? So they say that this company, the Internet Research Group, whatever they're called, this Russian front, so to speak, that made all the ads, the Facebook ads and the whatever. That's all they did. They did all the Internet Research Group. How many votes did they change? Because we know that of the ads that they put out, which were ridiculous, most of them were just clickbaiting nonsense, or they were organizing Black Lives Matter rallies or whatever. We know that a majority of the ads that they talk about were put out after the election. So none of those ads changed the vote. The ones they had were, the Buff Bernie coloring book. They had literally a Buff Bernie coloring book, like a Bernie Sanders all roided out Bernie Sanders. Okay. The ads were stupid. They were clickbait. They were a clickbait farm. So you get those sensational tweets or headlines coming up on your feed, and they say something or other, and then you click in there, and you have to. Every one has another. You have to read through like 17 paragraphs, one click at a time. That's what the Internet Research Group did. They clickbait ads to make money. They were the ones who were indicted by Robert Mueller for ads on Facebook. They spent what? It was some ridiculous, like, was it $40,000 worth of Facebook ads, or maybe it was 40,000. I don't know. $1.6 billion a year is spent on Facebook ads. And they're saying that this Internet Research Group from Russia were so able to pinpoint the perfect ad that would cause enough people to vote for Donald Trump instead of Hillary Clinton to change the election. And somehow they knew, the Russians knew, somehow, the Russians. Now, think about this. The Russians know our political system so incredibly well that in 2014, 15, somewhere around there, they knew better than all the political pundits in the greater United States and abroad that Donald J. Trump was going to be the nominee for the president of the United States in 2016. They planned this out for years because they knew that everybody on the planet would take Donald Trump seriously and would try to make him the Republican nominee. The only person on the planet who knew that was actually Ann Coulter. Ann Coulter knew. She said it on the Bill Maher show, and everyone laughed at her. Everyone laughed at her, period. How was Trump installed? How? How? Oops. Accidentally made a white supremacy sign. Or what's that? White power sign? Whatever. I have to be careful of that. A black man making a white power sign ain't gonna look good on my resume. Anyway. President Trump sues the top Democrat to block subpoenas for his business record. What do they need his business records for? They don't. They are on this fishing exhibition. They're trying to destroy him because he beat Hillary Clinton. And that I didn't vote for either of them. But this is getting ridiculous. That's all they're trying to do. They're trying to ruin him. They want his taxes. The IRS has been auditing Trump for at least the last 10 years. Every year for the last 10 years. Ever since, it's funny, it's a coincidence that ever since Obama became president, they've been auditing Donald Trump. Oh, that's fascinating. I think they started doing that before Obama was president, though. Don't have an aneurysm in my absence. LOL. Oh, you got to go too? Okay. Oh, Shay Shiograth, nice to see you today. So, good God. Can somebody... Some of these are going to be funny. Can somebody give Trump a blowjob so they can get the ball rolling asking for a friend? Trump supporters trust the president more than their family and their friends. That's from The Independent. Donald J. Trump. Okay, so... Oh, I was laughing. This ad's been flying up on Twitter all the last couple days. How will today's Democrat candidates appeal to young voters? Hear from Bernie Sanders, Kamala Harris, Elizabeth Warren, Amy Klobuchar, and Pete Buttigieg in back-to-back CNN town halls live tonight starting at 7 Eastern Time. Let me answer this question for you. The question again is, how will today's Democratic candidates appeal to young voters? Well, it won't be by having them on CNN because they don't watch CNN. Buttheads. Good God, you're stupid. Yeah. So they won't even, so young voters aren't going to see any of these people tonight. Oh my God. All right, next thing. Title VII's on the board at number 7. How's the A? Isn't that poetic? Oh, I do have super chats. I'm sorry. I meant to come back to that. There's 2 of them that I missed one of them, and I'm going to come back to the other. Let's see. Oh, no. Now, thank you, C. Thomas. Another $2. Trump didn't collude or cheat. End of story. The accusation of Russian collusion did more damage than the actual Russian anything ever achieved. That is so correct. You know what? This constant Russia BS, all it's done is, first of all, is it just me? But, you know, when they, the people who like to bitch about Russia are so quick to call you xenophobic. I'm sorry. Isn't this a bit xenophobic of you people who like to talk about Russia all the time? It's annoying. I might have an aneurysm today. YouTube, fix your shit. Chat keeps freezing. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I don't know how that happens. Is it freezing or something? I wonder if I have anything to do with that. Probably not. Anyway. All right, back to back. Oh, I'm looking at there. Title 7 is trending number 7 today. What's Title 7? Title 7, let's see. Summarize and sort of the concurring opinion here. What is this about? Someone named Judge Ho. Exit opinion on Title 7, Sexual Orientation and Gender Identity, Part 1. The concurring opinion yesterday in Whitmer versus Phillips 66 Company. Fifth Circuit Court Judge James C. Ho provided a clear, crisp, and compelling explanation of why Title VII's ban on discrimination based on the basis of sex should not be read to ban discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation or gender identity. Oh, this is gonna be a big one today, because anything related to this is gonna be big. In this post, I will present Judge Ho's opinion. In the second post, I will address the question whether blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to figure out what's here. I'm just going to read the beginning. Judge Ho begins by presenting the 2 competing schools of thought on what Title VII's ban on discrimination because of sex means. Under the anti-favoritism theory, Title VII prohibits employers from favoring men over women or vice versa. Under the blindness theory, the employers must be entirely blind to a person's sex. Separate bathrooms by sex are permitted under the anti-favoritism theory, but not under the blindness theory. I don't even know what this whole thing's about. I wonder if I can find a different summary that explains what I'm talking about here. Clearly, it's something that's popped up because of this decision. The Supreme Court's going to decide whether Title VII, which bars sex discrimination, covers gay and transgender workers. Oh, that's okay. That's going to be That's going to be a big one, just because that's the big topic in the world right now. The law, Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, forbids employment discrimination based on sex. The question for the justice is whether that language bars discrimination based on sexual orientation or transgender status. There's a lot. I may get into this one. This might be one I have to read up on, but I'm trying to find somebody. Let's see. If SCOTUS finds that Title VII applies to transgender, then we have to accept that Elizabeth Warren is a Native American Indian, and that Rachel Dolezal is black, and the Easter Bunny is this because someone dresses up like them. Okay, that's a hot take. That's the hottest of hot takes. Oh man. Want to see the federal circuit by circuit split breakdown on LGBT workplace protections under Title VII? Okay, someone's talking about that. This one says Title VII protects every American regardless of sexual orientation or transgender status. It simply requires proof of sex discrimination as distinct from sexual orientation and transgender discrimination. Okay, yeah, because it sounds like it's something. I'm sure there's laws that, in various states. See you later. Later, Corbin. I see you leaving. Have a good day, sir. Wow, I don't know. So that's that's going to be a big topic today. I don't know if it'll be big because the Supreme Court's going to hear about it. Pat Tillman's trending number 8. If you remember Pat Tillman, he died 15 years ago in the line of duty in Afghanistan. Unfortunately, it was mistakenly friendly fire. But Pat Tillman was he was a member of the Phoenix Cardinals football team and decided to go serve in Iraq, and unfortunately was killed in Iraq. But he was serious about doing something for his country. So that was kind of a sad thing. It sucks that it was a friendly fire accident. Here's a hot take on this one though. Pat Tillman was an atheist, budding anti-imperialist, who, when confronted with the realities of American military action, became very disillusioned with it. His death was manipulated for patriotic propaganda, and any piece on him that doesn't mention these things should be deleted. Oh, interesting. How would you know that, Elizabeth Corbin? The hipster Rebbe. On this date in 2004, Pat Tillman made the ultimate sacrifice. 2 years prior, he left his career in the NFL to serve. Never forget. And some people are saying instead of paying Colin Kaepernick, who is for Nike, instead of paying Colin Kaepernick, who has sacrificed nothing, how about honoring Pat Tillman, who truly sacrificed everything and did so serving this great country, so Kaepernick can protest it? Yeah. Don't necessarily. I think that I agree with that. I'm not a fan of Colin Kaepernick anyway, but mostly because he was just a shitty quarterback. I mean, he did have one good year, but then everyone else in the NFL found out how to stop him, and he became a bench sitter, and that's what his real problem was in the beginning of his little dispute with the NFL, well, the 49ers. I mean, and that's what everyone seems to forget. Oh yeah, why are you being disrespectful? Oh well, I'm just supporting Black Lives Matter, blah blah blah. He had a contract dispute, and he wasn't playing, and so he was pouting on the sidelines originally. So it's blown up into something that it really didn't begin. Third string at best, yeah, and no one wanted to buy that contract, Necro. Nobody wanted to buy that contract. Anyway, moving on. Easter Monday. Oh, because apparently they have an Easter Monday parade in Belfast or something like that. Easter Monday is more like fuck off. Hands in the air for this banger Easter Monday. It's a song apparently. Easter Monday. People are sending out pictures of themselves and dogs, and I don't know what Easter Monday means. I do know they do have a Easter Monday parade in Belfast, Ireland, but I don't see it on here. Why I knew that, I don't know. Anyway, all right, so Easter Monday, that's trending number 10. Number 11, Yeldon. What's Yeldon? Yeldon signs a deal with the Buffalo Bills. Okay, that's sports. Easter worshipers. That's still trending number, still trending number 11 or 12. Brent Hume. Easter worshipers, a.k.a. Christians. Please say it. So say it out loud. I don't know. I'm not word policing, though, but, you know, it was just weird to me. The White House Easter egg roll, trending number 13. Now, this was yesterday. But it says the White House hosts its 141st annual Easter egg roll. Now, is that Easter egg roll or Easter egg roll? Because I could kill me some egg rolls right now. So here's some footage from the 141st annual White House Easter egg roll for the PBS Noon Hour. They had quite a crowd out there, a bunch of kids having fun, looking for Easter eggs or doing whatever they do at the Easter egg roll. Okay, let's see. The sights and sounds of the White House Easter egg roll. Here's another one from, I don't know who this is from. Oh, they're playing music. Now here's they're making okay, there's the people that are there. Looked kind of empty there before. Yeah, don't egg rolls sound good right now? Even there's a place right around the corner from me that has breakfast egg rolls. They make egg rolls with sausage and eggs, and I think you can put a little hash brown potatoes in the egg roll. And they are so damn good. Anyway, so much for the White House Easter egg roll. Let's go back to here. Let's go back to here. What's after that? The Logan Act. Oh, this is... let's see what they're saying about the Logan Act. It's everything... Everyone... I find it funny anytime people bring up things... that this one's on John Kerry. Yeah, did John Kerry violate the Logan Act? By the letter of the law, it seems like there's a case. I was thinking of a different one. I was thinking of the 25th Amendment. The Logan Act, let's see, Saudi Arabia and other in OPEC will more than make up the oil flow difference in our now full sanctions on Iranian oil. Iran is being given very bad advice by John Kerry and people who helped him lead the U.S. into the very bad Iran nuclear deal. Big violation of Logan Act, ? Oh, because Donald Trump said it, so now people are going to talk about the Logan Act. Chances Donald Trump knew what Logan Act was before someone told him to write this tweet? Zilch! But speaking of the Logan Act, what about Donald and Russia? Jared and Saudi Arabia? Quite a list. Oh, really? Interesting, because there was no collusion. All right, so the Daily Caller has an article about it here. Let's just peek into that one. President Donald Trump tweeted Monday morning that former Obama Secretary of State John Kerry might be in big violation of the Logan Act over his talks with Iran. What the Logan Act is undermining the current administration's going and doing business with foreign governments outside of the official channels of the United States administration. So John Kerry has been in Iran advising the Iranian government on some things, and so that's what they're talking about here. Trump's tweet came after his administration announced Monday that they were ending sanction waivers for Iranian crude oil in an effort to increase economic pressure on ending sanction waivers. Oh, sanction waivers. So they're still going to have sanctions. The Logan Act is the United States federal law that criminalizes negotiations by unauthorized persons with foreign governments having a dispute with the United States. Thank you, Necro. That's Necro gave us the definition there. Sanction waivers for Iranian crude in an effort to increase economic pressure on the Islamic State. Saudi Arabia and others in OPEC will more than make up the oil flow difference in our now full sanctions. That's Trump's tweet I just read. Trump said on Twitter, Kerry helped negotiate the contentious Iran nuclear deal, popularly known as Iran deal, with the longtime U.S. adversary in 2015, and has sought to defend the deal's legacy in the years since he left office. The Trump administration officially pulled out of the deal last year, with Trump calling it a horrible deal that should never ever have been made. After pulling out of the deal, the administration released a list of demands, including urging the Iranian regimes to stop all proliferation and ends its support for terrorist organizations such as Hezbollah, Hamas, and Al-Qaeda. Perry responded to the decision by claiming that it weakens our security, breaks Americans' word, isolates us from our European allies, and puts Israel at greater risk, empowers Iran's hardliners, and reduces our global leverage to address Tehran's misbehavior. And last year, Kerry reportedly had discussions with Iranian officials and several world leaders in an attempt to salvage the deal, leading some to suggest that the former Secretary of State was in violation of the Logan Act. Now, very interesting, because he was part of the team that negotiated the prior deal. He is the former Secretary of State, and he shouldn't probably be negotiating with foreign countries after the administration he was a part of is no longer the administration. I don't know. The Logan Act, I don't think has ever been enforced, so to speak. So I don't know. The Logan Act was signed into law by President John Adams at the genesis of the Republic in 1799. The act prohibits private correspondence with foreign governments and states that U.S. citizens cannot directly or indirectly have any correspondence with a foreign government in relation to any dispute with the United States. Now, I don't know if anyone's ever specifically, or I don't know if they've had any violations of this in the past. I don't think anyone's ever been prosecuted for it. But this is one of those cases, your Secretary of State who his administration just left office, is suddenly negotiating something, part of the deal that the current administration is voiding. Really? It seems like it could very well be a violation of the Logan Act. I don't know. I don't think anyone's ever been prosecuted for it before. Not to my knowledge. Maybe there have. I don't know. So anyway, lots of people are talking about that because Trump said it. This guy talking about the Logan Act is like Aaron Burr bitching about people committing treason. No, it's not, because, I don't know. And people are you sure you want the Logan Act enforced? Because they're trying to say, that he was conspiring with a foreign government. Well, not according to Robert Mueller. Anyway, all right, off that. House Oversight Committee. Oh, yeah, you're going to get really tired of hearing about House committees, and in particular, the House Oversight Committee. But this is one, this is just in, President Trump and the Trump Organization filed suit against the House Oversight Chair Elijah Cummings, seeking relief from his subpoena request for the presidential's financial records. They have, that's very interesting that they're going after his business. I think pretty much the IR, is my chat stuck again? Out of curiosity, let me take a quick check here. Are y'all having a hard time with the chat? Did I go dead? Somebody hit a 1 in the chat, just to know that you're here. It is stuck. So some of y'all are stuck in the chat. House oversight is easy, underwater. Okay, okay, cool. All right. I'm getting 1s, 2s, 3s, all kinds of things. All right, back on this thing, the House Oversight Committee. Here's the thing. The House Oversight Committee has jurisdiction over things that are part of the government. I could see him winning this lawsuit because his business is not part of the government. Now, maybe there's a commerce committee or something like that. If they have something where the Trump organization has been accused of something that they might have some jurisdiction over, but I don't. How can the House Oversight Committee just go randomly into someone's business? For what purpose? You know, I guess they had the Facebook people come in and testify about things because things they were doing. Is there an accusation against the Trump organization? I don't know. Trump and the Trump organization filed suit Monday to stop the House Oversight Committee from obtaining financial records from Mazars, I don't know what that is, an accounting firm the committee subpoenaed that Trump has used to prepare financial statements. You don't. Why? You have no jurisdiction over his financial statements, unless you are. Well, even if he was accused of committing a crime, that's not the House Oversight Committee's job. It's just it's really weird. I can't read the Wall Street. I'm going to find an article I can read. I forget. I can't read our Daily Beast. Well, let's read this from the left's perspective. Let's go to the Daily Beast. Trump sues House Oversight Committee, Oversight Chairman to block subpoena of his financial records. In a court filing, the president accused Democrats of being singularly obsessed with his finances, which he wants to stop from being revealed. Well, that's his prerogative. It's his business. It's none of theirs. Donald Trump has taken the extraordinary step of suing the chairman of the House Oversight Committee in a desperate, now this is the left's version, in a desperate attempt to prevent a congressional subpoena of the president's closely held financial records. In a filing revealed Monday morning, the president's lawyers argue the subpoena oversteps the constitutional limits imposed on Congress and charged Democrats are singularly obsessed with finding something they can use to damage the president politically. That's exactly what they're doing. Okay? That's exactly, all they're trying to do is destroy him politically so they can beat him in 2020. There is no, at least not to my knowledge, there's no charges against him, and that isn't the purview of Congress. That's the purview of law enforcement. That's the purview of the FBI, the courts, whatever. Last month, Representative Elijah Cummings subpoenaed Mazars, an accounting firm enlisted by Trump and his company, in an attempt to get his hands on the president's financial records. He requested documents related to Trump's finances stretching back 10 years. For what purpose? In court documents, lawyers for the Trump organization argue that any oversight of Trump is illegitimate unless it's meant to advance legislative interests, meaning they think the committee has no need to look at the president's finances because there's no legalization they can build off of it. In the filing, Trump's lawyers complained the Democratic Party, and with its newfound control of the U.S. House of Representatives, has declared an all-out political war against President Donald Trump. Subpoenas are their weapons of choice. Yeah, you know what? I got a feeling. Good morning, Norman. Norman Kina. First time I've seen your name here. Welcome if you've been here before. We're glad you're here. Maybe your messages are being redacted. I don't know why. I guess we'll find out. Hi, Maddie. You know what? I got to look in the chat more often. Good morning, Maddie. How are you? Okay, moving on. Is Norman saying bad things? I don't even have any mods in here. How's these stuff being redacted? Sarah's the only one here. Okay, whatever. Okay. Yeah, subpoenas are their weapon of choice, and that's really it. They're just doing everything they can right now to be a fly in Trump's ointment. Oh gosh, this is going on for long. I forgot I was late today, and so I'm late ending. It goes on. Oh, well, I'm new old Irish in Denmark. Well, welcome, Norman. Nice to have you here. It goes on. Chairman Cummings' subpoena of Mazars lacks legitimate legislative purpose. Its goal is to expose plaintiffs' private financial information for the sake of exposure, with the hope that it will turn up something that Democrats can use as a political tool against the president now and in the 220 elections. Can't say I can argue with that. Cummings' request came after estranged Trump lawyer Michael Cohen raised questions about whether his former boss used to inflate or deflate the true value of his financial assets to help him carry out his business dealings. All right, so that's what that's about. And so we're going to hear about that. The Oversight Committee. Let's do a couple more, and then I got to get the hell out of here. CBS Sports Network. Why is that trending? The WNBA is nearly doubling its national TV exposure with a multi-year deal with CBS Sports. Full 2019 CBS Sports Network schedule. Okay, so that's because the WNBA is going to be on. You know, good for them. Good luck with that. ESPN signed a multi-year deal also with the NBA to broadcast 40 games per season beginning next month. Good for them. It's a tough sell because it's just not a popular league when it comes to sports, but it has a good following. They got to find a way to make money though. The WNBA has never yet, in I think it's 20 whatever years it's been around, it's never made money. It's always been subsidized by the NBA, and there's a big thing. The WNBA players want to be paid more, and they're already being paid out of a business that doesn't make profit as a league. So it's very tough, and so maybe this deal with CBS will help. They'll get at least a little bit of league revenue, but it's just not a popular TV sport either. So it's a tough sell. But I really hope they do well. I hope they just got to figure out how to take that core fan base and make a profit from it. And but the women complaining that they're not making as much is because in sports or entertainment or anything, the way you make money is by putting butts in seats. And that's what they got to figure out how to do, how to make it a better league. They got to figure it out because it's not the most popular sport. Just saying. And last one is Rivers of Lights. I'm going to skip that. All right, so that's it for today. Mostly, ladies and gentlemen, it's Earth Day. Did you know that it's Earth Day? How are you? How are you celebrating Earth Day today? That's my question of the day. How are you at celebrating Earth Day? But instead of putting it in the chat, here's my charge to you. Roughly an hour after the show, the show, what's it called? It generates and posts to YouTube as just a regular video. And what I'm going to ask you to do is sometime today, come back and in the comment section, because there will be a comment section after this is over. Actually, the comment section will show up in about 10 minutes or less. In the comment section today, I want you to put how you are celebrating Earth Day. Now, in my part of the world where it's raining, I may not be celebrating Earth Day today. I was going to clean up my backyard. We already got our front gardens done, but now I got to get the back gardens done. How are you going to celebrate Earth Day? Do not put it in the chat. Put it in the comments. Also, remember, it is the Ranting Monkey's birthday today. Just in case you're wondering. So, everyone, most of my people who watch me already watch Ranting Monkey, but if you haven't, go check out the Ranting Monkey today. What else do I got here? I already did my one story from Ace, which was we read about the explosions in Sri Lanka. Okay, we got all that. Anyway, so that's got to be it for today because I got to head out. Hey, thank you so much for being here today. Those of you who come and see us every day, you know how much I appreciate you. You guys are really great about sharing stuff. Also, before you go, in fact, right now, look at me, right here. If you're just listening, find your phone or wherever you're listening from in the next couple minutes. But if you're just watching me right now, right there. Whoops, somewhere more like here, I think. I'm guessing it's about there. Hit the like button before you go. Before I go, hit the like button. What else here? Oh, what's here? It's beautiful up here in Michigan. It's going to be 73 today. Yeah, it was in the 70s here yesterday. Man, it was beautiful. That's why we got some yard work done after we did our Easter stuff, and just been a beautiful weekend. I hope it lasts. Next weekend, by the way, programming note, my Friday show. I'm going to be doing my Friday show from Des Moines, Iowa, home of the Drake Relays. I was once a student at Drake University, and there's a big track meet there every year, but the people who used to go to Drake, the alumni, treat the Drake Relays as a homecoming. So we're going to be drinking beer at 8 in the morning on Friday, and I'll be doing my show from the West End Lounge in Des Moines, Iowa. Look forward to that. And oh, you just don't know. You just don't know. Unless you went to Drake, you just wouldn't understand. But hey, that's what's going to be happening. I'm going to be doing my show from the West End Lounge in Des Moines, Iowa. We'll have a few beers and it'll be interesting. Anyway, my name is... oh, wait a minute. Just a reminder, we're here every day, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, 2 p.m. GMT for my friend Norman, who's in Denmark. Just because if you're not in this part of the world, you have to have that GMT so you can go plus or minus, hit that time. Also, if you haven't already done so, right down there, you can subscribe, you can share, you can like. You should have already liked by now, or down in the description, my Streamlabs links there. I do donations and super chats through Streamlabs. So thank you everybody for being here. You know that I love you all. My name is Dawg Knight, and I am out of here. Bye-bye. Hey, this is Dawg Knight, and I want to thank you for joining me today on the Dawg Knight channel. Before you go, if you like what you saw and you're not already subscribed, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button down below, and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, and 2 p.m. GMT. A special thanks to all supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through our Streamlabs link in the description below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here.